Hi, I am Nathan Fletcher. I am a graduate student at the University of Colorado in Denver. I'm at the School of Public Affairs, getting my master's in public administration with a concentration in public policy analysis. I am working with GLI for my last semester of my graduate school program to undertake research for my capstone with them as my client. I was introduced to GLI through Jamie Van Leeuwen, who is one of my professors on a couple of my policy courses, and I've had the opportunity to get to know him fairly well throughout the last year and a half or so. So when I communicated with him that I'd like to do an internationally oriented capstone project, he directed me to Moses with GLI, and we sort of talked, and it sounded like the recycling centers and doing a study on them would be the most productive thing available to me. So we've secured funding for me to go over there, and for a total of 6 weeks, I'll be leaving for Uganda on September 12th. That's this upcoming Monday. And I'll be there until October 24th, which is also a Monday. In short, I'm creating a research paper in the standard format. I've done a literature review on solid waste management, specifically in relation to recycling in developing countries, both in East Africa and otherwise. Trying to find general trends in the literature on factors that can improve awareness and perception, as well as participation. Awareness and perception seem to be the core factors in promoting participation. And so, I have put together a survey to be distributed once I'm on site. The method of delivery is still being figured out by myself and Moses, and will continue to evolve as I'm there and get a better understanding of exactly how everything works. But we want to investigate a few hypotheses, but they're basically directed at what is the awareness level, and what contributes to awareness of the recycling center in Kabale. Whether that's access, distance from the physical location of the recycling center, if it's education, and then what affects perception of the recycling center, whether that's an understanding of the consequences, both socially and environmentally, of the failure to recycle. If it's something to do with the income level of the individuals responding, if that impacts perception, if it's the perception of the economic incentive, the buyback program. We want to know why people feel the way they do and what affects it the most strongly. And then from there, how do awareness and perception affect collection and participation itself? Does an increased perception contribute to increased participation? And so we want to find out how we can ultimately boost, participation in collection with the center. So we want to find out exactly what factors are relating it, so the appropriate recommendations can be made in line with recommendations made in other studies and literature going forward. So I'm really excited to be there in a week. I'll be in Lyra first, seeing that site, so I have better context with which to make my recommendations after my study, and then I'll be down in at the lake location for the remaining 5 weeks. But I don't have any questions as to the process at this moment. I'm confident that once I'm on site, a lot of things will change, and I will have a lot of questions, and hopefully Moses and our other partners can answer those. If you have anything that you'd like to inform me about, warn me about, advise me on, as I finish writing sort of the rough draft of the research paper prior to the data collection results and conclusion and everything, I would welcome that. But otherwise, hopefully that all sounds good, and I'm excited to be working with GLI this fall.